Well, joining me now from Tripoli is Al Jazeera's Jamal Elshayyal. Jamal, what is the latest tonight from Tripoli?
Well, Nick, the situation remains calm but slightly tense, although I have to say, just looking around me in the streets, there is a steady flow of traffic, more cars on the streets that I've seen in the past few days, which surely is a positive sign that to some extent, although very small, but to some extent, there is some sort of normality coming back to Tripoli. I'm joined actually by the Deputy Prime Minister of the NTC, Dr. Issawi, here. Thank you for joining me. As we're talking now, we're hearing gunfire in the background. The place we're in right now, for example, doesn't have water. There's regular cuts in electricity. Now you've removed Gaddafi from power. Surely the main aim now is trying to bring that normality back to Tripoli. How are you planning on going about doing this?
Okay, first of all, thank you very much for this meeting and covering the Libyan issue in your channel. This is the challenge now, is to getting the normality to the city gradually, and to supply the people with the basics and the local services. Of course, there is some shortages in electricity. This is not from now. This is from previous time because of the fuel. But now our staff started to come to technical staff, mainly in electricity and communication and infrastructure. They started to come here and to establish their own groups to solve the matters of providing supplies.
But the thing is, there isn't a centralized government yet. I mean, you had a centralized coordination committee for the opposition, for the rebels, but in terms of a centralized government, people who have specific portfolios, have a ministry building, have a budget that can go about and say, okay, the power needs for Tripoli are X, Y, and Z. The water needs, we need this much cubic gallons or however many for the people here. There isn't really that structure. So without it, how do you expect to provide these services?
Yeah, we first of all, we have to strengthen the local council of Tripoli. Like what happened in other cities, liberalized cities. The local council of Tripoli has already established yesterday, so they have to do their own job, and the executive office will move here. They started to move here and to organize the cooperation with the local council to provide the basic needs.
Okay, I mean, you can hear the gunfire behind, and you walk in the streets, every single person has a weapon in their arm.
Yeah.
Whether they were for the rebels or against, the fact is almost everyone in Tripoli, if not Libya, is armed. Surely that isn't the scene you require to bring about peace. Yesterday we heard from the commanders you are going to try and centralize all these armed men into one army. Can you talk more about that practically? You know, is there a timeline? Is there a structure? Are you going to give amnesty to people that they must return their weapons within a week or 10 days, or is it just a free-for-all for everyone from now on?
It's the duty of the Ministry of Interior. They started to put the plan and to call back the policemen to come to their office and to start doing their job, and to organize those volunteers keeping the security in the streets, and to get them to the state and to the official security. We can see very soon some steps in this regarding the securing the city and bringing back the security and official policemen to the city.
What about Gaddafi? Where is he? Is there a concerted plan, or is this, I mean, the first day Tripoli fell, we heard that Saif al-Islam was caught, only to find out the next day he was walking around freely. Do we know where he is? We've heard reports he might have crossed into Algeria. Do you know where he is, and when will we expect the rebel forces to enter Sirte?
Well, there is no confirmed information about the place where he is, but there's potential places We know these potential places, and this information transmitted to the concerned people to take care of. But there is no confirmed information about where he is now or whether he left or not. But there is some news and information. We cannot talk about it now.
Just finally and very quickly, do you have a date for the end of NATO operations here in Libya? Will there come a point in the very near future where the NTC will tell NATO, thank you very much, that's enough?
Well, we hope all this crisis end very soon. We would like this and to get the normal life back again. But the mission of the NATO is protecting the civilians. Whenever there is a risk and jeopardizing the life of the civilians, NATO has to stay. So until we finish this danger to the civilian, we cannot say that its mission will end.
Mr. Elshayyal, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, there you are, Nick. The situation, although much of the country is quote-unquote liberated, as the rebels say, it is still to some extent dangerous, and that's why there is still a need, according to the NTC, for NATO operations. When this danger will secede or expire and people will be able to come back to some sort of normality, millions across this country are very much looking forward to that day. Back to you, Nick.